Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go over our daily technical analysis update of oil and natural gas. So we'll jump in there. Looks like the stocks kind of sold off just by looking at some of the ticker symbols on the right-hand side there, but the oil and natural gas price were strong. So let's dive in. Let's see what we got. I'll give you my financial opinion. So we're kind of breaking out of this area here to the upside. Oil's been very strong, over $87 a barrel, up 1.93% today. So the price of oil itself looks very strong, and I think we could probably run into maybe even $93, $92 before this thing slows down at the next resistance point, and we'll have to see where we go from there. But there's not much resistance between here of where we're at today to about 92 bucks. So we'll see if we can run up all the way to the upper end of this channel here. Natural gas, getting a little bit of a buying, getting some buyers to step in here to the upside. Nice, strong buying pressure. I thought we may roll over, but no, the buyer showed up, put in a little wick at the top. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We're right above the support, resistance support line. And XOP getting a little bit of a sell-off today. We're back in that resistance area above the long-term downtrend line. That's where we're at. We're trying to break out through here. SM Energy, one of the individual companies, a little bit of selling pressure there. Let's see on the daily candlesticks. We got a little bit of selling pressure here. We came back down. We're buying back up, and we'll see if we can break through this little area here. It looks like we could come into some selling pressure, and we might head back down a little bit. We'll see. But we're into this chopping action of buying and selling. The buyers and sellers fighting each other. CDAV getting a little bit of selling pressure today. You could almost say that this is a dark cloud cover, which is it opens up and closes down lower. It is part of the Fed news. If I were to go onto a daily candlestick basis, you can see that it was coming and it was going sideways and kind of sold off throughout the day. Actually, it actually at the end of the day came back up. So we'll see where this goes. Again, guys, I don't really trade the short-term movements. When I see big patterns like this break, I would buy it, and then I just hold on. And I wouldn't really do much. But this pattern's broken to the upside, and I would be holding on to this. This could even be considered almost a retest if you were to kind of, let's say, like draw this across here. I can grip it. Almost like a retest here where it broke out and came back and did a retest back here. So I would be holding on. I really wouldn't be doing much. Crew Energy, yeah, I'll get a little bit of a sell-off today. We had sell-off there, and here. So there is some sellers up here. Callum Petroleum, again, a little bit of a sell-off. We'll see what happens. It was trying to break back up into this pattern, and it sold back off. Athabasca Oil, it's at a resistance line. We're getting a little bit of selling pressure. This resistance line goes back all the way back to 2015, all the way across, and that's what we're trying to break out of. It could very well create a little loop down here. Maybe not. Maybe it just goes right through it. But we're at a resistance line. That's where we're at. Recaf, small update today. Right. Well, that's a week. Let me put on the dailies. A little bit of selling pressure up here. I was trying to run, but I'm holding on to this. So when I look at this pattern here, let me back out a little bit here and do an all maybe. So this is on a monthly candlestick basis. You could say that this is one big move as a first wave up, and then hopefully, we're coming back and we're going to put in a third leg maybe. So I mean, we'll see, but I'm remaining bullish on it. Northern Oil and Gas on the daily candlesticks kind of squeezed up, came down. We're pulling back up. We could very well pull back in Northern Oil and Gas and some of these other oil companies. But I'm just holding on. I'm not selling anything. I'm not really buying anything either. I'm just holding on. Here's Crescent Point. Yeah, a little bit of selling pressure today. Again, if you look at the big picture view, we've got this inverted shoulder, head, shoulder, and we've broken to the upside. I would just be holding on. I wouldn't be doing anything. Grand Tierra Energy. Let's go to the dailies. A little bit of a down day today. Again, guys, I wouldn't be doing anything. Just hold on and let it drift higher. All the downtrends are broken here. So I wouldn't do anything. Just let it go. Tellurian on a daily candlestick basis, yeah, getting a little bit of selling pressure. We could head a little bit lower, perhaps. Pedevco just moving sideways. It's looking okay. Oasis, petroleum just moving on higher. A little bit of selling pressure up here. But I'd just be a holder. Wouldn't do anything. CRK, CRK is looking quite weak. This might be one that I would reevaluate. The only reason I would do that is we were up quite a bit on our natural gas price, and we were down quite strong. And I mean, maybe we're just doing a back test. I know they were kind of missed their production numbers, but I mean, on a technical basis, this does look good to be a buyer down here because it is a retest. But they did miss some of their production numbers. They did miss that. I don't like seeing that. The fundamentals missing like that. Sandridge coming on up. We've got kind of a pattern here, and it's a where we might head a little bit lower, but this is a reversal candlestick here, so we'll see where we go. Ring Energy just chopping on sideways right now. We've got Surge Energy, a little bit of selling pressure today, that's for sure. It has a very large candlestick here. I'd just be holding on. I wouldn't do anything. Wouldn't be a buying, wouldn't be selling. I wouldn't be doing anything. Tamarack, again, a little bit of selling pressure. OIH, which is the energy service oil company, a little bit of selling pressure. It's a small up day, kind of contracting up there. TTI, a little bit of selling pressure that I saw here. Transocean, again, a little bit of selling pressure. We just got to break through this big old resistance line. Seadrill is called something else, so I wouldn't be buying this one. I know they're exiting from bankruptcy, but I think they're called something else, not Seadrill. PUMP, it looks okay. A little bit of a flat day today, and maybe we turn down a little bit before heading higher. EXTN, this was bought out. I would just hold on. Valaris, a little bit of down selling pressure today. Again, we're above this support line, so looks okay to me. MMA Offshore Limited, MRM, still looks good. I'd be holding on. Tidewater, I'm surprised this thing even held on. These are two massive up days, like a huge breakout. Getting a little bit of selling pressure. Again, I would not be a buyer up here. I would just wait for it to do a retest. NEX coming on up, very strong today, so that's looking good. CHX sideways motion, not really going anywhere. WHD Cactus, a little bit of an up day today. The momentum continues in these stocks down here. OII, kind of a flat day here. NE, Noble Energy, again, a little bit of an up day, coming into some pressure up here, buying, selling pressure. There's just a lot of sellers and buyers up here, so it's just coming up into some resistance. And then Helix getting sold off a little bit today. Nothing too, I'm not worried about any of this stuff. I'll be honest, guys, like on a daily basis, I don't really do much. If I find a good setup, I buy it, like on these bullish engulfings at the bottom there, and then I just hold on. I don't really worry about it. I don't, if my account has volatility, it goes up and down, I just kind of view it like, it's no big deal. I just hold on and wait. I don't know of anything better to invest in than what I'm in already. Otherwise, I'd be investing in that. So I do not, with the market conditions that I believe that are coming, with an expansion phase of real estate and the housing starts. I know I keep going back to the thesis of the channel. I don't know of what else would be a better investment over this next 5 to 10 years. There's nothing out there. So my money is piled into oil, energy related assets, and we'll call it some mineral related assets like rare earth metals and copper and precious metals and stuff like that. But I don't really own, I own some healthcare stocks. I own emerging markets. I own that stuff. You might have heard me talk about that before. And some of those companies, like some home builders and some companies like some Indian banks, HDB and IBN and ones like that. And honestly, guys, like I'm just sitting and holding on. I'm not really doing anything. The money that I'm making, I did add some to uranium recently because it's down. That is a very good deal. It does not mean that it can't get cheaper. So I'm just looking at all these things. Oil's looking good. We're starting to see, some of the oil stocks sold off while oil was going up. The Fed Reserve came out and said, yeah, they're increasing, hiking rates. So, I don't see that as a negative for the stuff that I'm in. So I'm just holding on. It's kind of as expected. Doesn't mean that the path that we are going to take is going to be an easy path. The path that we take is obviously what people are going to interact and the emotions that they have and what they think the market may do. But if inflation persists and we have higher rates, that's actually beneficial for these sectors, not detrimental. It's going to benefit them. So I think that we just have to be patient and ride through whatever volatility we have in the short term, and hopefully we can get through all this and we just keep rolling higher after that. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.